Hey, how you guys doing today? This is Mike from Mtuned, and today I decided to make a little YouTube video and just kind of go over introducing myself and talking about the tuning process, the tuning industry, some of the common misconceptions that people talk about, think, or maybe even wonder about. So first thing, I've been tuning for almost actually probably 10-11 years now. Started off tuning on my own car, which was a 97 GSX Eclipse all-wheel drive turbo. That kind of trickled into tuning a couple buddies' cars and so forth. And I didn't really get serious into tuning on a business level probably until 2008. I moved down to Florida and decided to further my career and worked with a few shops. And it's kind of tough working with shops. You know, you're trying to rely on them to do business the same way you would. So I decided to branch off on my own and kind of do my own thing and see where that took me. So fast forward, we created the company Mtuned. That's where we're at today. We're now a COD Pro tuner for every platform they offer. We tune almost every standalone that there is. We've tuned everything from jet skis, boats, four-wheelers, cars, trucks, pretty much anything with a gas engine and fuel injection. So we're really excited about creating this video because today we're going to talk about the tuning process. So as many of you guys know, we pro tune Mitsubishis and Subarus quite a bit through the COD platform. And it seems to be that the common misconception lately on the internet is starting with a base map. So you guys come in, you get a car, you say, hey, got a 2011 WRX, ID 1000, stock turbo, Cobb SF intake, you know, whatever downpipe and exhaust you have. So the new sales pitch is other tuners don't use a base map to start off in your car. They start from scratch. Well, let's take a look at that for a second. So you have a tuner who maybe tunes a lot of cars, whatever it may be, and he's going to start off by using none of his previous experience. So he's going to throw all the data he has, all the research, all the development, any of the previous tuning findings, all that. He's going to throw that out the window, and he's going to start with nothing. He's going to start with a complete base map of what the Subaru offered, and he's going to tailor it to your car. So what's this mean? This means that he's going to take, 4 or 5 hours to tune your car on the dyno, numerous dyno pools, and it's going to be all custom because it's for your car. Well, let's look at the industry overall. If Subaru said, hey, we're going to build a new car and we're not going to use any of our old data, we're just going to start from scratch and we're going to build you a car from nothing, it doesn't really make sense, right? That's why we have revisions. So many products start off early development, they're fine, but they refine over time. They create revisions and they get better and better. So that's kind of the same way that we look at tuning. If you come in, I have a file that I have used before, correct? But in this file, there's a lot of research development over the years that I've found that works. When I tune your car, it's not going to be always the same temperature that you drive your car. Today it might be 60 degrees. You might travel next week and you might go where it's -4 and snowing, or 110 degrees in the desert. I don't know what you're going to do with your car. But the point is that if I start off with a tune that I've previously spent a lot of time on in different locations, whether it be throughout the internet tuning or in-person tuning or when I've traveled and tuned, I now start off with a quality base map. So this base map contains data and revisions that I've previously done. So that's one aspect of it, right? So all the extra contained data that we have from tuning, so in the previous. So now let's look at the other side of it. When I flash a base map to your car, immediately I can spot out issues. Maybe it's lean, maybe our fuel trims after I flash my base map and are way off. Well, chances are there's something wrong with the car, so this helps me spot a mechanical issue early on. Let's look at the other side of it. Am I going to take your car, start from scratch, put in the dyno, kind of adjust things where I think they should be, do a pull, and then it goes lean? This can cause damage. Maybe I'm going to get the fuel correct. Maybe I do the first pull and it has detonation, pre-ignition, it knocks. I've also caused damage. This is another reason that testing the car and not having a really solid base map can affect the performance on the dyno and cause more damage than good. So all these guys trying to give a sales pitch about how it takes them longer, in my opinion, it's kind of a load of horse shit, because it's not really helping you, the customer. They're taking their time in the dyno, they're taking more of your time, more of their time, more of the shop time, dyno time, more stress on your engine, more stress on your clutch, more damage to everything because they're trying to adjust it. Why would you want your tuner to do that? That doesn't make sense to me. So our approach, we start off with a well good map. We flash it to the car, we put it in the dyno, we log your idle trims, we log your cool trims, transient throttle, cam timing optimized for fuel efficiency, because every part changes this. But we're starting off with a good map that we've already done a lot of the data that's different weather, different load conditions. So now we have a really solid map to start with. We're making tweaks for your specific car. This is a much better way to tune, in my opinion, because we already have established tuning. So I just kind of want to touch base on that. That's something every time I hear it, oh, this guy tunes from scratch. Well, how does that benefit you? It doesn't, and that's just kind of frustrating for me. So kind of wanted to touch base that, clear that myth up. That's a myth in my opinion. Nobody in the manufacturing process, engineering process, none of that, throw data out the window. That's good data that they've had throughout the years to start from something from scratch, unless there's a major error. So not really a selling point and probably shouldn't be used. So the next chapter in this video that we want to touch base on is the quality of parts and the lack of parts that we at Mtuned like to use on cars. So a big issue for us is fuel injectors, fuel systems, fuel pumps, turbos, and just in general the parts that you can put into your car. So we walk in, we got a $30,000 Subaru, and we want to know what the cheapest set of fuel injectors is, the cheapest fuel pump, the cheapest turbo. Well, how does that make sense? We're going to jeopardize our car, the performance, everything by using cheap parts. Really bad way to start off. And we've refused customers in the past for this, and it's not because we're above that or better than that. It's because we're putting our name in your car. When we tune your vehicle, it's now Mtuned, right? So we've branded ourselves with that car. If you come in and you have yourself a lesser quality injector, we put it in the car, it's been modified by some guy in his garage or pro lasered, whatever marketing scam they want to come up with. We put it in the car, we tune it, and now it has idle misfires, it's stumbling during cruising, and you're upset. You're upset, we're upset. We're upset that you brought us this low quality injector that we can't work around. There's no fix for a poor spray pattern or an injector that's incapable of delivering the proper fuel for your car. Same thing goes with fuel pumps. It's frustrating for us that when we put your car in the dyno and you have a fuel pump that you bought off eBay, you don't even know how to say the name, whatever it may be, and it's failed in the dyno. So now we've strapped your car in the dyno, we spent time calibrating it, we've tried to fix this fuel issue, but your fuel pump it's not flowing properly. It's either overheated or it's falling apart. I mean, we've seen it all. So we refuse basically cheap parts because we have a higher quality. We get guys, oh well, my buddy's got his car tuned on DW injectors or this fuel pump. Well, that's great, but how does it run? When we see that car in person, it's barely holding on at idle, or it's stumbling, or it gets poor fuel economy. You get on it, even though you have a proper air fuel ratio, things just smoking and it has hard starts. These are the things you'll get. So just because your buddy's tuner or this guy will tune your car with these parts doesn't mean that it's right or that we don't know how to do that. It's that we refuse to do that because we have a certain quality that we uphold to, and if these products don't meet it, then we're not going to take part in that. So that's kind of when we all get that all the time. Oh, well, you don't want to tune this part. We want to offer you the best service that we can. And to do that, we need the best quality parts. So the cool thing about us at Mtuned is that we have myself and Andrew, who are around the clock available to help you build your car as far as questions. I would rather sit down with a customer for hours and go over a build. What fuel pump, what injectors, what's your goals, what are you doing with the vehicle, to get the correct parts so that when your big day comes and we're putting the car in a dyno, your day goes smooth. Hey, I want to make 400 horsepower. Use X, Y, and Z parts and we're going to end up there and we're going to have a good day. And that's what we try to strive for. We try to have interaction with the customers to get to your goals. So that's kind of the whole purpose of us using quality parts, is that when that day comes, you have no failure. We put your car in a dyno, we tune it, it comes out great, you're happy, we're happy, and the situation has gone very good. So that's the biggest thing for us for using quality parts. We're not going to touch base with the failures we've seen of engines because of poor quality parts. We can all hop on YouTube and see it. We've all heard the horror stories. So do yourself a favor and message us, find out what parts we would suggest for your car. Remember, we do this day in and day out. This isn't a after we're done changing oil or doing whatever at a Jiffy Lube, we hop on our $200 Acer from Walmart and tune your car. This is our day in and day out job. So Monday through Friday, Saturday, whenever it may be that we have to tune, this is what we're doing. So we tune your car. We've tuned it with almost every imaginable part out there. We know it does and doesn't work. I'm not going to tell you to buy a part that the day comes for you to tune it and it sucks, it's going to fail and make my job easy or harder, excuse me. I'm going to tell you the parts that make my life easy. You get the horsepower you want, and in turn, the situation is a wonderful, pleasant one for you. The worst thing for us is you get these guys that they go on the internet, they talk to their buddies, and they oversell them on all these horrible parts. They wanted 500 horsepower. They have the wrong injector selection, the wrong fuel pump, the wrong turbo. It's either way too big, not enough, whatever it may be. And then the customer comes to me for a tune and they get less than desired results. And that bothers us. We want to offer the best service. We hate when cars come in and the customer is just fed up, and we see it all the time. They've been shop to shop to shop. They've tried this parts. They've thrown thousands of dollars at it, and they don't know why it won't idle. They don't know why they get 5 miles per gallon. And it's because of the poor selection of parts, the wrong people you've dealt with, and listening to your buddies. So even if you're not using us for tuning, whoever your tuner may be, you should definitely get in touch with them, contact them, and actually develop a game plan for your build. This is going to save you money, time, frustration. Alright guys, so we kind of went over quite a few different things in this one video. It's kind of been a little bit of a cluster, and I apologize. I haven't done a lot of solo videos in regards to the company. But I guess on the closing notes, we'll touch base is, we do tuning in the Central Florida area at 3 dynos. So we use Performance Race Solutions in Sanford, Florida, RevWorks in Winter Springs, and then Vortex Motorsports in Tampa. Now you can also contact us via our Facebook page, which is Mtuned, and myself or Andrew are on there all the time answering questions, posting up videos like this. We're starting a blog with a lot of comparisons. We recently just did a 2016 stage 1 video. We took a stock 16, we dynoed it, we used Cobb off-the-shelf tuning, and then we put our own Pro Tune on there, and we made a comparison dyno graph and kind of touched base on that. So you guys can check that out. That was pretty interesting and cool. And we're just going to keep kind of pushing forward and trying to give a lot of information back to the customer so that we feel that they can make the best decision in tuning their car and getting the correct parts. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or suggestions for the videos for next time, hit it in the comments below, hit the like, hit the share. We really appreciate it, and without you guys, we wouldn't be anything. So we're super appreciative of all the guys that are out there building their cars and bringing us these awesome builds. So we'll keep doing our absolute best, making these cars drive like stock and giving you tons of horsepower, and you guys just keep building them. So we really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this video, and look forward to some more. Have a great day, guys.